Okay. Sometimes like life, it's really hard as usual, but we just gotta go through, phases to keep us stronger. You know, there's a lot of sheeple in this world, a whole lot of sheeple. People can throw like reverse psychology on you, and get jealous and feel insecure. When they feel confronted, they avoid the problem and just don't want to talk about it. And I, of course, that's me. I've been through that situation. So I mean, it's quite funny and more, more comical than frustrating. Um, for example, I actually talked to a guy that I bowled with, and well, like he wasn't a friend, but I did even talk to one of his teammates before I started my summer league, and he would get like nervous and like trying to put a facade, you know, trying to you know be false and I don't know like what to say when I confronted him, and he get the impression where like I falsely they think I'm trying to take him out, but I did confront him and saying like, "Hey, do you have a beef against me?" And he was saying like, "No, man." It would be like a nervous like body language. You feel like really, you really feel like real fidget. What you really have to say, and gets like agitated, and the conversation obviously lasted about like a minute and a half. So it's like you can tell like people's not tell somebody's not telling the truth, and when you're not telling the truth, it's just that you basically dismiss it, and like don't want to feel vulnerable or inferior, but we all have our vulnerabilities. We all have our, you know, insecurities and certain things. But I don't do well with, beefs. I mean, I do, but it's best not to, tolerate. Because like next thing you know, somebody put your hands on you, you tend to, spaz out. So. I did confront him a couple of times. It's just that he just keep denying it, denying it, denying it. And the original story was it's like 5 years, like 4 or 5 years back. I don't know from a can of paint, but like I, subconsciously bowled, like literally bowled next to him in the lane, and it was like the party lanes area, and I want to say I was bowling in two or he was being. I think he was bowling on lane three. I was bowling on lane four. I think it was like one of the party lanes I was at, but um, He just felt like agitated, and like he's one of those that like he's like pretty nervous if I step into his radius or just mean bugging me. And I'm not really scared of him. I'm really not. And them tattoos don't mean anything to me, right? It doesn't. But just gotta maintain my cool and you know, um, enhance my faith in the Lord. Not to put hands on him. Not try to act down rage or be enslaved into my emotions. Um, but the case, I think like one point is saying that like nowadays, like society, when us men like confront people with our problems, they look at us as like we just need to man up and like confronting is for women. Confronting your problems or issues, towards a issue or something you have a problem with, or you have you know that creates like turbulence in your circle, is really prohibited to talk about. You can't even congregate or have a genuine conversation about, you know, what's really going on in our mind. But when we like express something, then people tend to spaz out for no apparent reason. That's what jealous people do. They just spaz out and don't even know when to calm down. So, like, I'm like, okay. I'm just like nodding my head and like just see how they respond. So, I can't control how people respond, and I gotta express how I feel. But people just take it overboard, just want to scream and yell in your face, trying to slander you and stuff. But that's what that particular person did. So, like, oh, okay. Um, Meaning recently, last week, something was not really right about him. So I was almost about to, like, he walked away from like one of the bowling lanes, and I grabbed his bowling ball and darn near was about to like throw it in the bushes. I was literally about to take his bowling ball and throw it in the bushes. And I was like really pissed. Like someone told me that like I was about to spaz out, and I was like this close to, you know, do something that I was not really proud of. That's how I feel about narcissists. It's actually real comical about narcissists is, you know, um, they're not even that funny. They're really, stale with their jokes. They're stiff. They, like he's not, they're not, they're not good talkers. They're idiots. They are really crybabies behind closed doors. I don't really care. But like us men, like why do we get teased or ridiculed for, you know, addressing our problems? You know, like we all vulnerable to something. And that just really entails that we just have to move forward. It's necessary to like keep important, conversation to like-minded people who can actually listen to us. It's really unnecessary to put hands on narcissists and like go like come to blows because stuff is not really our fault to begin with, and we have to take into consideration of that. I mean, I even talked to like the person that I'm really cool with way more than him, and he said like he's nothing but a prick, an a-hole, and he's not good. Like he thinks he's better than everybody in Bowens and sliced bread. That's what he said. So, and I 10,000% agree. Like, and just because, and he works in the front desk, so I don't really. And he think he's the head of all things, and he think he's like, the head honcho of stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to act that way, but to each his own. Yeah, though, it can be tempting to, make like harsh movements, and at the end of the day, we're not our thoughts. We're definitely not our thoughts. Mm, I mean, we can't help, to, express what we have to say and be, as long as we remain truthful, as long as we don't be volatile, toxic people. In reality, they deserve it, but at the same time, don't. When it comes to being physically violent. So, yeah, there are scenarios where in my past life I was just have not vintage, but like vengeful fantasies, like to make myself that I accomplished something that I'm really proud of. When it's in a way, it's a false sense of pride and false accomplishment what I made, because things can backfire and it's not going to end well. So we just got to take heed and take in consideration of our actions. But it's you just gotta remain confident. Uh, remain self-encouraged. Uh, it's just one day at a time, one method at a time. Just remain family oriented, rather internal and external. You know, but I just have like really, bad, like a really ferocious temper when it comes to people mess with me, and like people just want to think they're tough and like think they're bigger than me because they hiding behind a certain object that's not gonna really last forever. But hey, unless me, as long as I keep my health intact and don't really have like, you know, putting like things in my mouth that consider like deleterious inhalation, like vape and cigarettes, I'm cool. But I stay away. I stay away from people who have like a bad, like a really poor facade because things are very bad facade. So it's just all about self enhancement and learn to have like self control. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Um, Blind Sassy MGTOW, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And looking forward to do a Sean James book review. Um, I think possibly I want to say this week. I don't want to say today, but I don't know. But see you then, and hope you have a good Memorial Day. Peace.